up, I really had a passion for video games. My grandmother was a hardcore gamer. She's the one who taught me how to play video games when I was 4 years old. There's so much that I discovered through video games. There's a quote I created, and I trademarked it and everything. I own it. Character is your currency. Ooh. The lesson is, even though you lost in a match, you won because you showed up. So you have to understand, you can't do anything if you're not willing to be present.
This is the reason why you're popping. I seen you hanging out with Denzel Washington.
I want to get Denzel in a new video game. When Denzel showed up, we all met and everything like that, walk around talking. One of the things that he said was, this was so powerful, bro. I'm going to share this with y'all. He was like,
so how do you feel about esports and the impact it's going to have?
Esports is about...
All right, welcome.
Yeah.
What up, D Hustle?
What's
up,
up,
player?
baby? What's going on?
Oh my gosh, my man. Guess where we at, man?
The Big Apple, baby.
The Big Apple, NYC, stand up.
NYC.
Our last day, though.
That's it.
We've been holding it down for a good minute, man.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I feel good about it.
I'm loving the weather. It's nice and chill for you.
It's park weather.
Yeah. No doubt, man. As always, welcome to the next episode with Backstage with BobbyD. It's your host. You know your boy right here. And we got D Hustle in the cut. What up?
What's going on?
And we got a special guest for our segment this afternoon.
Who we got?
Yo, when I tell you I pulled this cat profile up and I was like, man, I hope he wear his chain today because I know it's going to be something serious. Okay. Let's give a big round of applause for my guy, Hip Hop Gamer. What up, my man?
Yeah, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the go to the game, Hip Hop Gamer. You know what I'm saying? Representing that hot 97 to 660. Give it up for my man, BobbyD, your D Hustle in the building. Let's get it.
Oh my gosh, my brother. I appreciate you gave us our own intro, right?
Of course. Gotta show y'all love too, man. It's an honor to be here, dog. Thanks for having me, son. The tech hustle. Let's talk about that hustle too.
Yeah, man. Well, we really do appreciate you pulling up, and we talked a little bit before we kicked off the show, and I want to first of all say blessings to you. Big shout outs to everything that you're doing. We're going to cover some really cool topics, but you are impacting our community directly, which is fire. So big shout outs. And at the end of the day, when people come to the show, people tune in, and they're going to be tuning into this episode for sure. So Hip Hop Gamer, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get the name Hip Hop Gamer, and how did you get into the gaming scene?
Nah, that's dope, dog. So first off, I got the name Hip Hop Gamer simply because I grew up on hip hop and grew up on video games, and I always loved the hybrid of what it could be. So to me, when I was coming up, there's a gentleman by the name of Torrance Davis, right? He had a website called The Bit Bag, and he came across my videos, and he never seen nothing like it before, because in the gaming industry, somebody like myself, the way I look, the way I talk, didn't exist.
Facts.
Like in the gaming industry and business and stuff like that. So when he was like, the same thing, like your name Hip Hop Gamer, how you get that? Like what made you bring that together? And the reason why that was so interesting is because growing up in the hood, I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. So
shout out to East New York, baby.
Shout out to East New York. We about to put you on real quick.
So like growing up in East New York, Brooklyn, when you're playing video games, like if you're playing Madden or NBA Live, you're cool. You know what I mean? All this other stuff. But if you're playing Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy and games like Akari Warriors and stuff like that, you're a nerd. Like, and the way I understood it growing up, like people would tell me this to my face. They'd be like, "Oh, you play games that white people play. Like if you ain't real, if you playing these type of games." I'm like, what? So I was the kind of person where I ain't let that offend me. I'm like, yo, y'all missing out. Y'all wilding. So
you're wilding.
Facts. So literally, like growing up, I really had a passion for video games, and I had a passion for hip hop, and video games literally grew up together.
Facts.
So like it had to be my name because that's literally what I grew up loving. So that's that part. But in terms of gaming in particular, my grandmom's, rest in peace, she's the one who taught me how to play video games when I was 4 years old. Yeah.
Shout out to grandma.
For sure.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to grandmas, hip hop granny, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen that.
So so what happened is when she taught me how to play video games, she also taught me about what love was through video games. And one of the things that she taught me was if you have a passion for video games the way you do,
Yeah.
apply that to your life. And when you find your passion in life through video games, now you'll be successful.
Oh, drop that gem.
I was like, yo, I didn't understand it back then. But as I got older, I was like, yo, this is so crazy that I'm living out something that you taught me and showed me. And my grandmother was a hardcore gamer. Dog, like her favorite character, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, son.
Wow.
But she played everything, son.
Yeah.
Like Donkey Kong to Grand Theft Auto.
That's my
Street
shit.
Fighter, her favorite character was Bullrog, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, like all of that. So we really rocked out together. So it's just an honor to be able to be here today doing something impactful, not just for the youth, but for people in general.
Yeah.
And being able to do it with style without having to be negative or ignorant to get a check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so all of that together, it just showed me something, because when you reflect what you want to see, you can actually become the change that you want to be.
Oh, drop that gem right there. Reflect what you see is the change that you can become, right? That right there is very powerful. And that's why the audience, let me first tell them, there's this button on there, that's the rewind button. Make sure y'all click that button to go back a few steps, check out that sound, and listen in, because you got to get tuned to this vibration, this frequency my man's spitting on, because it really does and has changed my life, even gaming, right? And to hear how your ancestors gave you that, oh my God, blessings to her, blessings to your grandma.
Absolutely.
Because that definitely gives you the motivation that you're experiencing right now. And I could only imagine when you were younger, like, oh, you'll wait until they see me type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I couldn't wait. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, so I'm gonna say it like this: me and my grandmas, we really, really battled. Like, you know what I'm saying, in different games and have fun. And that's the way I looked at everything. You know, just truly enjoying life with those around you, those that you love. And gaming was that tool that allow us to do it. But also creatively, like being a hip hop artist as well, because you know I make songs for video games too. There's so much that I've discovered through video games. So video games help my vocabulary as well. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. Final Fantasy VII, right? And I believe this is back in 1997, PlayStation 1. And when I'm playing this game, you know, one of the dope things about it is you could change the name of the characters that you encounter. Yeah. So the main character, Cloud, I changed it to Jackal. That's what they used to call me. Before hip-hop games, they used to call me Jackal and stuff like that. So what happened is Tifia, I had changed her name to, I think, my sister's name, Tracy. Then Barrett, I changed his name to my brother, James, and stuff like that. And what's interesting is because the nature of the story brought me closer to my family. Because it's one thing to see something happen to somebody in a game, because it's a game. But when you see that happen to your sister, it makes you think differently, and your imagination go crazy. Like, so there's a part in the game where, you know, your homegirl get hurt, but I'm not just looking at it as a video game character. I'm like, yo, you hurt my sister? Yo, it's on. Like, so it's just crazy how it brought me closer to my family, because the stories in video games is so powerful, even back then.
Here, I got a question for you. So when you was playing with your grandma, did she let you win?
Did she let me win? Of course not. Yo, let me tell you something right now about my grandma.
So you gave her the business.
Yeah, let me tell you something about my grandmas, right?
Sure.
So, like, my grandmas, we would have Donkey Kong battles, right?
Yeah.
So she was real nice at Donkey Kong Country, Super Nintendo, son.
like that game. Yeah,
so there's a lot of times where she would be beating me on the levels. Like, she would beat the level that I didn't beat or whatever, and then she'll talk about it. Like she'll like
get in on you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she like Gerrard, look at what I did. I beat this. You didn't beat this one yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait, hold on. Stop it. So then we would have our like battles for real. And what's so funny is it could be a school night and, you know, I gotta, you know, go to sleep. But some nights, even if it's a school night, we would like probably get up early in the morning before she had to go to work and before I had to go to school to get Mortal Kombat battles in. Yeah. Like, for real, me and my, you don't understand, son. So me and my grandmas, we used to rock out.
Yeah, no doubt.
I remember those days waking up early in the morning. I had to be at school like at 7:30. Wake up extra early. She said, my mom was like, you only wake up just to play video games.
Facts.
You know? I'm like,
D Hustle was on it early.
I was like, I'm just waiting for you guys. I'm already dressed and ready.
Facts, man.
For sure. Yo, the thing that's so inspiring about this story is just your upbringing and coming up, right? And that's in terms of a light that stood next to you and help you, inspire you to do great things. Now, how has that transformed into you uplifting and inspiring the next generation coming up?
Yeah, so one thing that I learned over time, there's a quote I created, and I trademarked it and everything. I own it. And the quote is called...
Hold on.
Are y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it? Let's go.
So in the quote I created is called, "Character is your currency."
Ooh, fire.
So like the value is always in who you are. Yeah. So whenever I partner with a different school with my Playmakers program, right? And shout out to Lisa Evers because we just did a big show on Fox 5 News about it.
Yeah.
So what it is we opened up the partnership with Assembly, and I give you an example of what character is your currency is. So let's say I would have 2 kids come on stage, right? And they will battle in Street Fighter 6 or they'll battle in Tekken 8 or something like that, right? And there's money on the line. Now, they don't know how much money is on the line, but there's money on the line, right, that they're playing for. Now, think about it. You're on stage. You're in front of all your peers in school, staff, teachers, principal, everybody, all eyes on you. It's one thing to be playing games, you in the crib chilling. It's another thing to be on that stage and everybody's watching, cheering you on. So then what happened is, subliminally, when I'm teaching them is pressure moments.
Ooh, yeah.
Because see, a lot of times, especially emotionally, if you're not emotionally intelligent, when pressure moments arrive, because they will, if you're not prepared on how to handle them, you'll lose yourself in the process. So these are things that you need to learn early as a kid. And my program starts as early as 5 years old.
That's
right?
what's up.
So what happens is they on stage and they battling. So like, whoever wins, right? One thing I ask them is, would you be willing to share the money that you just won? And they'll win like $200 on stage.
Yeah.
And I ask them, will you be willing to share? Sometimes you get a yes, and sometimes you get a no. Sometimes the audience is like, no, don't share. Sometimes they're like, yeah, share. You never know what you're going to be met with, right?
Yeah.
So let's say there's a situation where they say, yes, they wanted to share. And because they shared, that $200 goes to $400.
That's what's up.
Simply because they was willing to share.
Yeah.
But out of that $400, $100 will go to the person that lost in the match.
Yeah.
The lesson is, even though you lost in the match, you won because you showed up. So you have to understand, you can't do anything if you're not willing to be present.
Facts.
So you got to show up. So that's one of the things that we teach. But I teach through gaming and through these experiences so they can feel it versus just hear it.
Oh my gosh.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's that.
Yeah.
And then the winner, you won in the game, but you wouldn't have had anything if it wasn't for this person's participation.
Yeah. Facts.
So now you're subliminally teaching that you can't win by yourself. So you need people. So especially from a man's perspective, a lot of times we get the mentality where we just want to do everything ourselves.
Yeah.
You want to be the man. You don't want to feel like you got to ask for help because sometimes it can be seen as a weakness because you asking for help and stuff like that. I break all of that thought process literally through video games.
Yeah.
And that's real life talk right
That's
there.
real life talk.
Real life talk.
And yo, you got me like, you might need to go get a PhD, player. Like, somebody need to give you an honorary PhD. Like, I'm about to put the word in for sure. Because this strategy, this style of not just having them go through that moment to develop, but also giving them an opportunity to feel grace, feel like, hey, partnership, feel like, hey, I'm under pressure and I'm handling this and I came out on top. And even the person that lost understands their value in the conversation or the situation, right? That, you study sociology or anything like that?
Nah, well,
my guy.
To be honest with you, like this started when I realized that I wasn't a good person. So I'll give you an example of what I mean, right? Like, so, I follow my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And the thing is, and it tells you in the Bible, but I never understood it until now. So what happened is, you're going to meet a lot of people in life that's going to say, like, I'm a good person, I do this.
Yeah.
I'm a good person, I do this. And that's a dangerous way of living and a dangerous way of looking at life. I'm going to tell you why, right? So one of the quickest ways you can lose everything is thinking that you can earn somebody's respect or earn somebody's grace or whatever. So I'll give you an example of what I mean, right? If somebody does a lot of things for you, that's cool. And you keep doing it. So now you think that they're a certain way because of the works that they showed you. Now, you're going to look at this person like, oh, that's my man, or that's the homie. They looked out for me. They did this. They did that. They did works to show you something. So now, once they get 100% close to you and they got 100% access to things that you would normally keep private or whatever it is, they're now in a position to completely manipulate everything, take everything from you, and you will be like, I thought they was why would you never knew them. They just knew what to do to get to you. Because the thing is, your value was in their works, but you never saw who they was. So in the Bible, it shows you that through faith and grace are we saved. So what it is, and this hit me strong. If you was to ask somebody, how many lies have you ever told in your life? And then everybody be like, well, dang, like countless lies. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking at it across my life, so then you ask them and see if they honest with themselves. Is a liar a good person? And then it's like, you have some people that would be like, well, yeah, like a liar could be a good person because you did this good thing. Doing a good deed or a bad deed is literally that, a good deed or a bad deed.
Facts.
But being a good person, that means you have to be perfect, and there's only one that's perfect. You're not perfect. So once I realized that I wasn't a good person, we're all sinners, that's when I realized I was free. Because now I don't have to carry the burden of trying to be perfect or trying to be this good person. I can actually live my life doing the best that I can, knowing that the only reason I'm able to do anything is through the grace of God. So now
shout
I'm
out
free.
to that. Shout out.
And the mindset shift that you have there is like, it's like you have the ability to choose right or wrong, right? And mindset wise, you know that you can choose, right? Because I can choose, that gives me power. That gives me the ability to be on the right side or the left side, right? So it's like really embracing that mindset changes the way that you view the world or view interactions with people. So
absolutely,
yo, I'm telling you, man, y'all gotta tune in.
Like character is your currency. That it goes back to that. So that's why, like, anybody that I meet, like even out the gate and stuff like that, you don't have to earn my trust or earn my respect. It's one of those situations where out the gate, if you are keeping it 100, that 100 will never go to 99. It'll never go to 80. It'll never go to 70. It doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect or something like that. What it means is that if somebody can be honest with themselves, it says a lot about what they can offer to whoever they encounter.
Facts.
See what I'm saying? So these are the things I look at things very, very different.
And let me tell you that this all ties back into your journey and the commitment that you're making by bringing gaming into our community, embracing it in a different light, but also just understand the value behind all of those things that are going on in terms of character development, the currency that you have with that character, and then it turns into the real world, and then that becomes you in terms of like, hey, you are playing a game of life. You can do right and wrong. So, man, that right there is like, first of all, this is the reason why you're popping. This is the reason why you're hitting it like that. This is the reason why people, when I first landed on your page, I was like, yo, let me zoom more in to see what's good, because you are representing that publicly, presently. And let me tell you, I really do appreciate this because it's a different light. Our community doesn't see it enough, right? And this is the thing about, even from my background as an engineer, is I'm always myself, right? Even when I was in the work environment, I used to work at this really cool social media company. Some of my audience members know it. It's the one that used to be the little blue bird. You see how he always dropped that?
Yo, D Hustle is on point with that, son.
He's ready for it. But I worked at Twitter for almost 10 years, becoming a lead engineer there. And people just didn't know how I moved. And I'm like, yo, y'all told me to be myself. Let me show you what me being myself 100 looks like. That's when the chain comes out. That's when the fitted comes out. That's when I'm wearing the Jordans to the office. And really what it gave me was an environment, not just for me to show them, but for me to be creative too. Because I was in my own skin. I wasn't fronting in front of nobody. You want to go talk? Let's go talk over there, you know? And I ain't afraid to catch hands either. So what? I got reach, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, right? So mindset-wise, it's like, soon as you start to embrace that, your creativity, your involvement, the thing that you're committed to. For me, it was engineering. I really folded even more into it because I embraced that mindset. And you just gave me the behind the scenes kind of formula that's been in my mind for so long. And I appreciate you, my brother.
Nah,
always,
I appreciate you, man.
Always,
this
man.
is what the Tech Hustles is all about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
We out here leveling up.
Real talk.
Up. So one thing that I did check out or catch out on your profile is that you got some really cool partnerships and things that you're doing.
Yeah.
And also I seen you hanging out with Denzel Washington and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
shout out to Denzel Washington,
Shout out.
son.
Oh my God.
That's big time right there,
My
B.
nigga.
Yeah. Let's go, son.
Yeah, for sure.
Training day for real.
For real.
So, like, what's so crazy about the Denzel Washington joint is, and shout out to Evie Wright. She's a assistant principal over at Denzel Washington School of the Arts and stuff like that. Shout out to Miss Thomas. She's the
Shout
principal
outs to
too. Word up. So what happened is my boy, Dr. Malik Small, he's the principal of East New York Middle School of Excellence, right? And what's so crazy, I'm from East New York, so it feels great to bring my program first, like back to like East New York and stuff like that.
That's what's
So
up.
you know that Evie, that's his wife. And so when I brought the program there and I was telling him everything that I wanted to do, he was like, yo, my wife wants to speak to you about your program because, you know, Denzel Washington School of the Arts, we got the theater, we got all these other things that we want to do.
Yeah.
Bringing gaming there would be crazy because gaming is art as well. Like,
Right.
it'd be crazy. So so we had the conversation and she was telling me that, you know, Denzel is doing the movie right now with Spike Lee. So he's going to be in New York for like 4 to 5 months. And so he's probably going to most likely stop by. We need to, you know, like try to make that happen. So she orchestrated everything, spoke to his people, and once I got the call that he's coming through, we put everything together, the interview, like we got everything set up. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I told my homegirl, Miss Pat from 94.7 The Block, she was like, because she loved Denzel as well. But we was talking, and I was telling her, you remember Teen Summit back in the day?
Yeah.
Yo, when I tell you that energy, literally me and Denzel like recreated that energy when y'all see the full joint get released. And what was so interesting about it is when Denzel showed up, we all met and everything like that, walk around talking. One of the things that he said was, this was so powerful, bro. I'm gonna share this with y'all
We listening.
because he had no clue, bro.
Yeah.
No clue of what gaming was all about and what it could be.
Yeah.
So I was telling him, like, yo, bro, your peers, like Idris Elba and all of them. Like, Idris is in Cyberpunk 2077, dog. Keanu Reeves is in that game as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Idris Elba, he's also Knuckles in Sonic. Like your contemporaries is in this field. So he didn't know anything about this, but he was blown away by what I was saying. So I literally like pitched him on the spot, just telling him the impact of what gaming is art being here.
Yeah.
So you got to think about the motion capture, the voice acting, like everything that's involved. And then you got to use your imagination that much more. It's crazy. And he was like literally, dog, blown away. And the partnership is official. I'm looking to bring the program officially to his school this fall. But I'm going to tell you something that he said that really, really solidified a lot of things. He was like, yo, one of the most selfish things that he could ever do was give back because of what he receives, because of so much that he gives. And I was like, yo, I was like, wait, what do you mean by that? Go deeper, like pause. But I was like, what do you mean by that? Because I'm trying to understand this even more. And he was like, and I had said this too, because it's in the Bible as well. But it tells you that, you know, a boastful man, you know, a prideful man will be humbled, but a humble man will be exalted. And because of the position that he's in, how we revere him, we love him, we blow him up so much, he's a giant.
Facts.
Again, you know, amongst people that may look at themselves as small, which is selfish in a kind of way of like you're better than somebody when nobody's better than nobody.
Yeah.
But the results of what he gives puts him in that position by default.
Yeah.
So what he talks about is he always try to do the best he can to give people opportunities so that other people could know what it feels like to be exalted too.
That's
and I was
what's
like, whoa.
Shout out to Denzel and the new Gladiator coming out. Check him out.
Yeah.
Facts.
I seen the preview and I was like, I'm tuning in.
Yeah, facts. And your real talk, I want to get Denzel in a new video game. So I'm gonna tell you right now, for those that's like fans of like Grand Theft Auto, and for those that's fans of like Mafia, and like those types of games,
I got an issue with Grand Theft Auto, bro.
oh, we can talk about it.
Nah, because they keep saying they're gonna bring it out, they never bring it out. I've been waiting 7 years for it.
Yo, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming.
They've been saying that last year.
It's coming. Yeah,
all right.
But it's no, like it's got like the technology and what they've accomplished.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just tell you just one thing. It's
in Miami.
It's in Miami. So I'll just tell you this one thing, right? So there's this technology, it's powered by NVIDIA, right? And it's called the Oracle. And what it is when you're playing the game, right? You know how you could come up to your NPCs, which stands for non-playable characters, and you can ask them questions and stuff like that, to the game. Imagine being able to just walk around in, whether it's Grand Theft Auto or a different game, but imagine being able to walk around and you can just talk to them. Yeah. Like you can be like, let's say you're on a mission, and you got to go to, the liquor store or something like that to pick up something for the boss. In the office. You can say, "Hey, I'm here to pick up two, two vodkas, and I don't drink, I don't know, but I'm here to pick up 2 vodkas for Mr. Presley." And they'll say, "Oh yeah, we got your order, hip hop gamer, no problem, this and that." Like you could talk to the NPCs and they'll talk to you and know who you are, who your character is. It is scary, bro. It is real, but AI is here though.
Oh yeah, for sure. And NVIDIA, like you said, with that system, the Oracle, it is definitely gonna be different type of
next
gaming.
Level, bro.
Next level. And we talk about AI all the time on the show. And we do also include like the interaction and conversations that we've had with AI. And you are right. It's like word. It's right there, and you didn't need to know more. And I'm just talking and collaborating, and it's definitely a new era, new world.
Yeah. So the video games that's being developed, like even with Call of Duty just now, they create like one of their skins for their weapons, AI generated.
Yeah,
bro.
AI generated.
So it's like you gotta literally think about, and this is gonna be excellent, especially in school. But descriptive thoughts.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new way that things get created.
Yeah.
So whatever you think about, you got to be able to be that much more descriptive, that much better than other people in terms of getting certain jobs now. Because things that used to take like an hour to do, things that used to take 3 months to do, and sometimes things took multiple people to complete. You can literally do with a thought in 10 seconds.
Yeah. And mark that as a gem real quick, because the way that you described it, descriptive thoughts, there is an engineering practice behind it called prompt engineering.
Absolutely.
Exactly what prompt engineering is being able to describe what you want in thoughts in a way that the computer can understand, and then it generates. But I like the way that you said that, because one of the things I also have difficulty explaining technology to people, and you just gave me a new gate right there.
Yeah,
descriptive thoughts, because now that changes how you talk to it and interact with it, especially if you're being that descriptive, which is prompt engineering.
Absolutely. And you gotta understand, my name is Hip Hop Gamer, so like I'm very lyrical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those type of like artists. And stuff like I love the Eminems of the world and the Kendricks and stuff like that. So my thing is one of those situations where I try to find unique ways to convey anything that I speak on. So when people hear it, they feel it. It's like, oh, yo, I need that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I'm telling you, man, we need to get an honorary PhD here, bro. He's changing the game and how we view things, how we talk, communicate, and the way that you're making it connect to our community. Yeah, we get that shit right away. We don't have to go, oh, let's go look this Google word up, prompt engine. No. Yeah. Descriptive thoughts. Oh, I got you.
And to add to that, for the Call of Duty, I was playing with my son. They have voices of actors.
Yep. And Ice Cube is in one of them joints and stuff like that.
And then we in the chopper, and I'm like, hey, Does that sound familiar to somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know, I do want to go back to, because you were saying you were pitching something to Denzel about a game you're developing. Is that what you're
No,
on?
I'm not developing it. What I'm saying is like it'd be amazing to have Denzel in a video game.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I did ask him was the Equalizer would be a crazy.
That would be a
crazy video game. So I asked him about it.
Yeah.
And Denzel's so smooth with it. He was like, "Oh, so you trying to break a deal right now, huh?" And I was like, "Of course I am. I'm the GOAT of the game. Of course I'm trying to break a deal. We need you in the industry, dog." Think about how crazy it'd be if you see a trailer come out and you hear the voice, you don't see the face yet, you see all the action and the suspense, and then you see Denzel like walk out, and it's like, you got 9 seconds, 8, 3, time's up. And then trailer close. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, I'm hyped. Like,
bro.
You know how crazy that'll be?
He's got to bring the car scene in. He sit down and he look at you. Like,
that's it.
After you pass the board.
I'm telling you. We're here to support you, whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on. If you need developers to develop games, the Tech Hustle is here. We got a community of engineers.
Oh, let's go.
We ready to go. And that intro, it's already plugged in. I'm ready for it.
Well, you know what's interesting? I want to give a big shout out to Lisa Evers, man, because she she's big on self-defense, especially with a lot of a lot of the women out there. And you got to look at it. You got to think about it from this standpoint too. She covers like death, all day. You know what I'm saying? This person shot, this person robbed, this person. So you got to imagine what her mindset is on a regular basis. Like, that's crazy. So what happened is, she was like, damn, she would love to do like a VR game or something like that. And there's like a lot of developers that I know too. But I'm just saying, like, if, y'all got, if the Tech Hustle got
we can
y'all could probably help out Lisa Evers for real with a game or a certain app that can teach self-defense in a VR environment.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, VR, PC, the whole nine.
And
you see PlayStation VR is, they just came out with the app on Steam for PlayStation VR. PlayStation, you'll be able to use that on PC as well. That's dope.
Yeah, my son's already plugged in with that. He even come, like, we was actually having on the podcast that his son was looking for to build a computer. And we techies, and I was like, I had my son build one. Here goes the specs and stuff like that. So we know in terms of just the transition and moving more closer to computers rather than those devices, because you can get more power, more juice.
Way more power. Way more power.
And you can upgrade them too.
Yeah, dog. I'm a partner with AMD. You know what I'm saying? So without AMD, there's no PlayStation, there's no Xbox, and nothing like that. And the dope thing about AMD is that they got the CPU and the GPU, combination. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like Nvidia, they got the GPU, but Nvidia is really, really big on AI, like heavy, big on AI. But even what people gotta understand too is like, see, one thing about me and my whole business model as well, I operate at the source of everything. Yeah. So it's like if you want PlayStation, what powers that? I'm gonna do a deal with the people that power it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with the microphones, the roadcasters, like everything that's being utilized. The device is dope. What's the source of how it even happens? And then I'll do partners with them. People could look at Macy's, but who owns Macy's? Who's behind that? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, people will see Grand Theft Auto, but don't realize who BlackRock is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, so it's like, that's how I operate. I operate at the source of everything, because that's how you get things done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm an executor, bro.
That's what's up.
Basically, he says, I'm going to go toe-to-toe, blow for blow, like, whoa.
He said, I get it at the source.
It's so funny how you said, like, whoa, rest in peace, Black Rob. But I was just with Juvenile out in New Orleans, right?
Shout out to Juvie.
Shout out to Juvie, man. So what's so funny is, the reason why I bring that up, because, we about to go out to the store, huh? You really want to battle? Come see me at the concert, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like how Juvie do his thing.
Yeah.
But one thing about, I want to bring it up, is that Juvie games as well. And he's big on the college football, talking that LSU, you know what I mean, and everything like that. So it's just interesting how, but he's a techie as well. Juvenile, like heavy in tech as well. And he was like encouraging a lot of people, always have a trade. No matter what you do, always have a trade, have a skill set, because whatever the source is, you want to be a part of that conversation.
Facts. That big shout outs to him. And
that's a gem.
And I tell you, just hearing in terms of who you were able to rub shoulders with, how much they're involved in gaming, but also in tech, that's the thing that I want this show to bring out even more, because a lot of our community doesn't know Juvenile's in it, like you're in it. Like it's like soon as they see it, then that's like, oh, if they do it, it ain't just for nerds. Like that's how we move and that's how we develop, because melanated people, we have something that's different in our creativity and the way that we operate and the way that we create. Like, I can't wait until it's where we're free enough to create the things that we can imagine, right? And it's only going to take time for everybody to notice that the people they look up to, being celebrities, but also those that the celebrities connect to, give them the hope that they can achieve it. So big shout outs to Juvenile, big shout outs to, the hip hop culture overall, because shit, we the first ones that really made MP3s and DVDs go from CDs to MP3s. Make like the reason why it was popular was because of
and shit.
I'm taking it way back, right?
Band share, you know what I'm saying, right? So, but what's interesting, a lot of people don't understand, and I got the award for this too. So I have the Jerry Lawson Award.
Shout out,
thank you. Yeah, award-winning journalist, man. So the thing is, with this award, what people don't understand how important, how prestigious it is when you was talking about a lot of people not understanding the importance of the tech and everything that's going forward, is this, man. The industry as you see it today, especially in gaming, is the #1 form of entertainment in the world. It's the biggest industry. Music, movies combined can't mess with it. And Jerry Lawson is a black tech engineer who's responsible for it. So he's the one who created the cartridge. So if it wasn't for Jerry Lawson, then we don't get cartridges. So the first system that ever came out, home console, I believe it was the Magnavox. And Magnavox, they had like 6 video games. It was built in the system. So the thing is, that business model wouldn't be able to last forever, because once you get the system, that's it. That's where it stops. So with the Fairchild Channel F, with Jerry Lawson, he created a cartridge. So he put the game on a cartridge. So now you can sell cartridges for your system, and that changed the entire business model. So everything after that, from the Atari to the Genesis, Sega Master, all of that stuff. That's why we have the industry that we have today, because he was able to itemize content and sell it as an individual piece. That changed the game. That changed the game.
So how do you feel about, question for you, so how do you feel now that there's no more cartridge? Now you got an option now to download it. How do you feel about that?
So I mean, no, I love it.
Instead of buying.
But the thing is, I'm gonna miss the physical. You know what I'm saying? And physical is always gonna be important and stuff like that. But when you think about downloading the games, and anytime you have something that's easily accessible and you could always print it, you're always gonna grow in value. So the thing is, you don't gotta wait to print like something to get it to you and stuff like that. That barrier is gone. Anytime you have something that's instant, and you could produce in a limited amount, and you could always have access to just get it, the hotter it is, you don't have to wait on return on your ROI. Everything is immediate. So that's the healthy part of the business side of it. But the sad part of it is that a lot of the games, from a physical standpoint, is not going to exist anymore. Like, there's a company called Limited Run. So Limited Run literally is that they'll make like VHS tapes, like they'll do certain like old classic CDs and things like that, just to give you the nostalgia of it. But going forward, collectively, everything is download this, download that. The data is what it is. Like 80 to 85% of everything that we consume is now downloaded, especially in the gaming industry. And when PlayStation 6 come out and all this other stuff, forget about
That's
it.
That's 2027, right? Or 26?
PlayStation 6 is probably going to be 2028. in the next 4 years.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
Because it's usually an 8-year cycle. PlayStation came out in 2020, and look at Xbox, man. Xbox as a platform is not the same, because Xbox is a platform and Xbox Game Pass is a platform itself. So that's why they tell you no console required. Yeah. So everything.
Do you feel like they're going to be moving more to moving that stuff into the cloud so that you don't have consoles at all?
Of course. Well, you gotta understand, like, Xbox didn't win in the console space, and they tried ever since 2021. So, and Phil Spencer, shout out to my man Phil Spencer, he'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? The most important generation was the generation of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, because that's when the digital, where you take your stuff with you wherever you go digitally, that was that era, and they lost that era. So that was the most important era to lose or to win.
That was the era I had Xbox and PlayStation.
Everybody's buying double up.
It's crazy. So now PlayStation won that era, and PlayStation still has more of a traditional business model, but you also got to keep in mind, PlayStation isn't as big of a company as Microsoft is from a financial standpoint. So that's why it's more about Microsoft gaming versus Xbox.
Facts.
So it's because the CEO of Microsoft is now heavily involved, so they changing the game. So when you look at Game Pass, like, for example, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is launching in Game Pass. So if, let's say, you don't got a PlayStation and you don't have an Xbox, right? Okay, you can still get like Xbox game. You can still get Xbox Game Pass on your TV, on your Fire Stick or something like that if you wanted to. Even though it's over the cloud, it's not the same. But you just gotta see where the future is headed, and Microsoft they own it.
Yeah, they are.
So as a gamer, question for you: as a gamer, do you recommend console or PC?
Okay. That's
D Hustle got the questions.
That is a question. So it's a great question because of the variables attached to it. So if you can afford a PC, get a PC. I'll tell you why. A lot of the games on console is going to come to PC anyway.
Facts.
So, for example, before you could only play like Gears of War on Xbox. You could,
Doom and all that.
You know what I'm saying? You can only play God of War on PlayStation. That's not the case anymore. You can play God of War on PC. You may have to wait a year. You know what I mean? But these games is migrating over to PC anyway. So PC, you will eventually have everything. You know what I mean? So that's one. But two, PC gives you freedom that the consoles don't, dog.
Freedom.
Like the performance level is ridiculous. The mods is, like, for example, back in the day, we had Game Genie and stuff like that on Genesis. Infinite ammo, infinite health, infinite money and all this other stuff. Like, I'm partnered with a company called Plitch. So Plitch is what Game Genie used to be. That's Plitch today. Oh, okay. So when I'm on PC, like those games like Elden Ring and them Souls games that's mad hard, you die like 200 times, all this other stuff. I don't got time for that. I got infinite health, infinite like money. Contra, up, down, that, all this other stuff. 99 men or nah. I play games that have fun, not to be annoyed. But if you want to battle, we could battle. That's different. So the thing is, but son, the freedom, the power, and just the nature of PC. Period. Like, imagine I'm playing a game. But then as I'm playing this game, I got my OBS or my Streamlabs open. I'm doing this. Like, you could be a lot more creative. PC is definitely the way to go. But one thing I would say about console is that console is easier to work with. Like, you just turn it on,
you're ready
play
to go.
The game. And you can take
it. Like, ready to go. PC, like, there's other stuff. Might have to download this. You may have to... upgrade that.
Call technical support. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But the experience, though, overall, PC got it. I can use my PlayStation controller, my Xbox controller, my Switch controller if I want to. I can manipulate things the way I want to. So PC to me is better, but console is more convenient.
Facts.
You got your answer.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop playing around.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the tail end of our conversation. I mean, D, this has been kind of fire, player.
I want to go on.
I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm here for it. And so, like, I'm not sure if there's a cap on the show. But y'all questions and the energy, let's take advantage of it if y'all don't mind, because I'm an impact player. So I'm the kind of person where anything that I do, I want to make sure that somebody can leave with something tangible.
Facts.
That's why, like, you ever been to a convention and, you know, you sitting in the audience and you got somebody on stage talking and they can say a whole lot of, like, big words and stuff, but really not saying much of anything or something that you can really take and go with. Like, I study a lot of stuff. So one thing about me is because I take time out to study so many things that I see and witness, I always look at the aftermath of things, like what is going on in terms of the impact that's left.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I love Gary Vee so much, because it's like, what did somebody leave
Shout out to Gary Vee.
Yeah, shout out to Gary Vee. Love Gary Vee. But like at the end of the day, what did someone leave with after all the stuff that you said? Did you do this for you to get a look? Or did you really do something to give to somebody? So that's why I take advantage of all these moments, because what can we say or what can be done for the listener to be like, wow,
facts,
I'm going to do this immediately.
Facts. We appreciate it. And I know your schedule is tight, so thank you so much for giving us a little bit extra. I do have a question for you. So one thing that I know that the industry is or the education system is embracing more is esports.
Yes.
And my son has been talking to me about it. Baby. Yeah, it's like, right?
No, that's EA Sports.
Esports.
That's
esports.
my bad.
There you go. Thank you, Dave.
There you go.
So esports is being like offered as a way for people to get into college, get into universities, and programs are developing around it. So how do you feel about esports and the impact it's going to have?
Esports is about to really, really go crazy in terms of the educational system.
Yeah.
But here's the issue, though. So there's too many people getting involved in esports because of the buzz and the buzzword around it. Not too many people understand what esport actually like is and what it does and what you need to have in place for it to be successful. Esports is not like an easy business. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's very, very difficult. But with the right people, you can do it right. Yeah. And when you have the right people, then you can create the right duplication of systems to make it work everywhere. Too many people is trying to go about esports in a way where there's a lot of money in it, so that's why I'm going to do it.
I'm not too familiar about it. Give me a little education on that.
That's the problem. So because there's a lot of money in esports, that's what's the draw. So they care about it because of the outcomes that they see other people have. But just because you saw their outcomes, that doesn't mean that's going to be your outcome at your university. So we need more people that's genuinely passionate about the culture of gaming, because esports is a part of gaming culture. Like, these are things that most people don't know or don't understand, so they don't know how to build up the framework to actually execute it to make it successful. So here's what I would suggest, though, when it comes to the universities and stuff like that. So when it comes down to the government and you have these relationships and these partnerships and these investments with the government, they have to put something in place where there's a budget, and this budget is like something where you have a 5 to 10 year structured deal. So that it's not a situation where, it's not working this year, so now it goes away. Because I don't see y'all taking anything else away if it don't work. And we see in the school system, there's a lot of stuff that's not working. Kids ain't going to school like they used to. Kids is failing a lot. A lot of kids can't read as well. But it's still there, though.
The education ain't right.
You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, you can't go at it in a way where this is just some experiment. You either all in or you're not. But you have to set your business up so that it can work. So what I would suggest, the first thing I would suggest is I would have a esports program, but this esports program is a standard within school. So now it's just as important as science, reading, writing, math. So once esport is seen as an equal to these things, now it's going to be treated and funded accordingly. That's the first thing. So it can't be presented as an add-on or just some extra curricula. It has to be a part of the core. That's the first thing. So now with that core, what are we looking to do to make sure this esport can also assist in academics and things of that nature and stuff like that? So the second thing that I would suggest that they do is, when you're playing these different games, you got to know how to read. You got to know how to write. You got to know how to understand.
Yeah.
So how do we create data on these things through the video games? This is actually what I do with Playmakers. So how do we do that? I'll tell you how. So one of the things that we do is we use Streamlabs or OBS. So while kids is playing the game, they're also being recorded. So you get to learn how they learn.
Yeah.
That's the second part. You get to learn how they learn, so you're able to maximize each student to their best of their ability in academics.
Yeah.
So that's the second thing. You got to put that within the esport. So then the third thing is, from a financial standpoint, you want to set it up to where it's not just a pot that certain people can win.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You have to make it where there's a stipend that comes with the actual students.
Yeah.
So they're actually getting paid to play games, to learn games, and be a part of the industry.
Understood.
So instead of you just paying to go to school, you're now being paid to learn.
Yeah. That's fire.
So that's the third way to do it.
Yeah.
Now what's going to happen is kids, parents, everyone's like, wait, you now get paid to learn?
Yeah.
And this is technology, and there's a budget that's good. Oh, now everybody wants to get involved.
Yeah, for sure.
So now esports become just as important as everything else. And this is the gateway that's just three things of allowing this to be a gateway so that every school, every university can have this as a part of their program successfully.
Yeah, facts.
Shout
Big
out
shout
to
outs to that, because and what it says is that you really thought about this, and I'm glad I dropped that question, right? You experienced it, right?
Let me tell you something that we're about to do next year. This is gonna really, really go crazy. So I have this joint called Rinse Do. So it's an extension of the Playmakers program that exists right now in the schools. So, and just to let you know, some of the things that we do in the schools is we have financial gaming tournaments. I'm the first gamer to be a partner with Chase Bank. So kids actually get their own bank accounts. Parents oversee them, but the kids have their own bank accounts. They sign their own name. I sign the checks, but then they sign their own name as, paid to the order of, like, all of that, dog. I crashed classrooms where I'm giving them their checks, and it's filmed. Like, it's nuts. It's crazy, and it's inspiring. So what we're doing now is we get the parents and the kids together to learn how money works, how you budget, how you do all this other stuff with the wealth builders of Chase. So we have all that stuff together. So they're playing games together and they're learning about money together. So now that we have that, I got the parents that's about to battle in different games now. And Rinse Do is designed to where when we have the tournament next year, whoever wins get their rent paid for the whole year.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's
a gem.
Yeah.
That's fire.
So what's gonna happen is now it's like, oh shoot, like through video games that I once wrote off like nothing because you didn't understand it like that, is literally the thing that really like changed and like and in some ways saved my life and gave me a new lifeline for me and my family. Oh shoot. So these is the actionable things that needs to be done so it can become a standard just in government. Period.
Yo,
I'm glad my son is not here because he'll go crazy.
I'll tell you one thing. Like, even hearing this idea is going to create generational wealth.
Absolutely.
Because it's throwing that in the game. The light bulb's gonna come on. This is the stunt. This is the move, and you're actually playing it against other parents, other people that are developing, and before you know it, everybody's gonna catch it. And then it's not like, hey, I'm only taking care of this circle right here, but the seeds, my generation's coming after. That's what we're doing it for, bro. Let me know. Let us know here at the Tech Hustle how we can support, how we can continue to be a partner as you're developing, because I feel like you have something very unique. And it's not like just your personality, because that right there by itself is fire, but your unique way of thinking how you can impact it, right? Unique way of saying, hey, games aren't just games. They're games for us to learn how to live life and take it to the next level. Oh my gosh, I'm here to support it. I'm so grateful for you pulling up to the spot.
Thank you, man.
This is definitely, and I'm putting it right now. So y'all better come hard. The next guest is by far the best guest we've had so far. Wow. Really dropping gems because the audience that we're servicing, they're looking for it. They're hungry for it. And this mindset shift that you've given our audience and your followers too. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see 10 years from now for sure.
Yo.
Big shout outs to you.
I'm gonna say one thing because I know we're about to wrap up, but one thing that's very important, man, very important. So it's like be careful what you consume and pay attention to. So I'll give you an example, right? Like, I don't do the gossip and like the negative stuff that gets all the like attention, right? So a lot of times, and it's a sad reality, but like nowadays, you know, you got so much content where it's like, you know, like men versus women, women versus men. I hate this, pop this balloon, pop that, or I don't like the Democrats, I don't like the Republicans, I hate all of this and all this other stuff. Like you have to really look at the world and how divisive everything is at an all-time high. It speaks about this in the Bible too, but not to go there right now. But the point I'm trying to make is be careful what you give your attention to so much of, because the impact that we're talking about right now, this is game-changing, but too many people won't even see it.
Yeah.
And they will complain about what they don't got, not realizing what's already here, because they blinded by things that's entertaining, but it's damaging to who they are.
Facts.
So my advice, I don't tell people what to do. I'm not one of those type of people, but just my advice is pay attention to what will allow you to grow, because your success is your children's success.
Facts.
It's your niece and nephew's success, your brother, your sister's success, your mother, your father's success. So it's all on you. And if all you focus on is a lot of negativity that'll get you paid or get you up for the short term, we ain't gonna know about you in the next 10 years.
Ooh, that's fire.
You got to think about it. I started my journey in 2008. The very first video I ever made was December 16th, 2007. I used to work in the mailroom from 2000 to 2014 at the biggest record labels in the world: Universal, Def Jam, Universal Republic, Motown, Interscope. I was there. I know all these people, like, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes. Like, a lot of people may not know who Monty Littman is, but he's one of the, you know, Mike Kaisers and all these other people. Like, you're like, yo, who is that's? Remember I told you the source?
Yeah.
I operate at the source.
That's where he got it like from,
that.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Lucien Grange and all these other people and stuff like that. So the point I'm trying to say is focus on what's important and what matters. Everything else is a distraction, and it's not serving you, and it's not serving the community that you complain that you're not being able to do things for. So I'm the kind of person, before you point any fingers at anything, point it at yourself. And if you're not consuming and you're not reflecting the very change that you want to see, then you are more a part of the problem, and we need more solutions.
Facts, my guy. Cue that music up, D. Oh my gosh, hip hop gamer! I didn't know you was gonna be dropping it like that, my brother.
My man got it all.
I appreciate you. And let me tell you, best episode we've had so far.
Wow,
best episode. We've been traveling the country.
Wow,
and your impact, my brother, is gonna change the game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy. I'm on the sideline, and I pay for the court seat right there. I'm sitting right on the court seat, and I'm rooting for you, player. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man.
Big shout outs to D Hustle holding it down in the cut. Audience, if you didn't know there's a rewind button, go back, listen for it. I guarantee you the whole episode's gems.
4 to 5 times, because sometimes people don't get it the first time.
Yeah, for sure. And we only had a few of those womp-womps. I don't know. D has just a few. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning in to Backstage with Bobby D again. You know we out in these streets. Next up is Houston, Texas. That's where we're going.
Texas, next
so we're
month.
going to have a few people. We're pulling up in Houston. And always, we really do appreciate you tuning in. Like, subscribe. Check out my guy, Hip Hop Gamer. He came out with his chain and represented for us. Woo! My God. Well, tune in. We out here. Holla at your boy. It's Bobby